I built like almost 100,000 member Discord server. My personal record is 10 events in one day and 40 events in 2 weeks. I was like, I'm just gonna become famous so I can get a job, so they'll hire me. I used to be so insecure. Now I'm just like, I own everything. I own restrictions. I own everything that happens to me. I thought like it was so sexy to be a B2B SaaS founder in SF that I want to be one too. I think failure is like a content idea. Like everything is a LinkedIn post. But I think to be cringe is to be free.
And we're back. Builders Growth Lab podcast episode 44, presented by Campaign Pilots. The show is for AI founders, builders, and indie hackers figuring out the marketing side. With that in mind, I am Charlie. I'm the SEO website guy. That is Mallory Loar. She's community and branding. And that is Conor Douglas. He is paid ads and data analytics. So between us, we handle all your customer acquisition and marketing efforts for your SaaS. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And grab the weekly newsletter at buildersgrowthlab.ai. Special guest today is Grace Ling. And I was just telling Mallory, I was doing some research last night, and she is a badass.
I feel like everybody excited. We have on here is an absolute badass, but she is. I saw she worked at EA. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, she worked at EA. I mean, that's just like one part of like 10 million parts of her story and her journey.
Yes.
But yes.
And the community she's built?
With Design Buddies. So excited to kind of dive into how she's built a design community of over 100,000 people, 100,000 designers. So it'll be really great to kind of tune in and learn more about how she was able to essentially scale that and build it out and support it. And so I'm excited to chat with her. I promise all of our listeners that it will, she is definitely one of the more bubbly, energetic, probably guests that we've had on this show. So if you need that like boost of just like energy, she will get you going. And so definitely tune in for that.
So is this a real good morning episode, we'd say, for our listeners out there?
Okay.
Really wake you up. Charlie, by the way, I wanted to say the intro, like that was inspiring in itself. It feels like you nailed this down so well now. Yeah, seriously. Please give yourself a pat on the back. That was like DJ listening on the radio. Like, that was just spot on, man.
Thank you. I do need one of those DJ horns now. Or you know what? I was looking at cowbells on Amazon a couple nights. It's funny you mentioned that. I was looking at cowbells and thinking of getting one of those as well. So maybe I will. Maybe at 50, I'll get like a cowbell.
All right, 6 episodes away.
Yeah, just use that during the intro. That'd be so fucking annoying. Could you imagine that fucking cowbell? That would give me poopy pants if I heard.
It'll get the people going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
So cool. So this past week, Conor, what's new? What were you up to?
Oh man, let's see. I'm still so deep into Claude Code right now, just building out my own stuff
with the content flywheel.
Yeah, the content flywheel. Listen, I think. But I have a question for you guys before I get into the week. I don't want to take too much time here. Now that I'm vibe coding quite a bit, I find that it's really hard to stay focused on one project for a long period of time, right? Like I'll focus on the flywheel, but then I have 3 other things. I'm like, well, if I can do this, I can definitely do that. So
you get it now.
Yes, I'm spreading myself a little too thin across multiple projects where I almost have to tell and train myself like Conor. Focus on this, get this done first, and then you can move on to the next few things that you want to build out to help out. But it's mostly been the flywheel. I've really been into co-work lately too, and just building out kind of the brains for the agency, getting it all set up in terms of each client. And that's, dude, it's incredible what this thing can do in terms of just like helping set up Asana tasks, disseminating work, crossing things off the list. It's been fantastic. So I've just been knee deep more than that in all the Claude stuff that's out there, code, co-work, and just leveraging it for the business, but besides that, it hasn't been too much going on, but that's taken up like most of my time. I'm just sitting on my couch until like midnight, 1 a.m., just like clacking away until my wife calls me into bed. So
wait until you start buying domains.
Oh
you start tying that in.
Funny enough, I have a project where I'm going to need to buy domains. Not for the same use case you have, not where I feel like I'll strike it rich, but for something else that maybe I'll unveil it at some point in time when it's finished up. But the idea I don't know what you would call it. Just the idea smattering is very real in my brain, because seeing what's possible with everything, I'm just like, oh, well, if I can do this, then I can do that, right? And it's more so not even ideas from scratch. It's like, instead of paying for a software or platform, it's like I can build this myself, pocket the monthly fee I'm paying, and just have it do it at pennies on the dollar for what I would typically pay. So,
and you learn how to build it.
An exciting week building.
Yeah,
I'm still messing around with Cowork, and I think it was one of the other nights I wanted to give it an overnight task, and it was like essentially it was like 7 or 8 different docs that I needed to kind of like start drafting up, and before you know it, the one agent on Cowork is now deploying 5 more agents to do the job, and then what I thought would be work overnight was like less. It was like 30 minutes. And I'm like,
crazy.
Okay, well, this is great.
Yes.
But I'm just like continuously, I mean, in awe, and then like trying to figure out which extensions and connectors, not just connectors, but extensions, right, to like really have Cowork lean into is something I've been playing with, but just to like watch it open up a browser tab and start like logging into a thing. And then like, it's badass, like, I can't, it's huge. And then I'm like running around the house and I'm like screaming to my husband. I'm like, look at the thing look what it's doing. It's doing this thing. And he's like, what is happening? Because he's the least technical person, right? So he's just
really?
What are you saying?
If he sees that MCP, like the browser, he's probably like, what?
He's just like, what the heck? Is going on? Exactly. Yeah. It blows my mind, but for someone who's just not technical, they're just like, what is happening, right? So it's so fun. So I just feel like a kid in the candy shop, right? Just like learning all these tools. And Conor, like I get your point on kind of like, you're just spreading yourself too thin, but a part of me kind of thinks that you're just also so excited and passionate about setting up your agency for success, which like me and some of the folks on my team are doing, and how we're setting up Claude. So it's fun to some extent. And if you like this kind of stuff, like it's genuinely kind of fun to explore and figure out like, how can I optimize like every part of my business? It's a cool problem to solve for. I don't know.
I'm going to hit pause on this because last week you fuckers were giving me shit about, like how much are you wiring up on Claude Code or Claude Cowork, and we're not even going to see Charlie on the podcast anymore.
No, Charlie. No. Well, fine. Sure. Maybe a little bit. It was how much have you... See, so this is it, Charlie. So I get it. Right now I get it. How much have you followed through with on Claude Code? It's not starting a project. It's how much have you followed through, or Cowork, like start to finish.
So for content, from start to finish, I've done the content. That was number one. That was taking a lot of my time with... Sorry to get kind of peer away from catch-ups, but LinkedIn content... Just content in general was taking a lot of time, and then podcasting was taking a lot of time with that content. So that's done. So that's 2 things. I was trying 5, so I got 2 things like hammered out. Not 100%. I still don't think it's 100%, but 2 out of the 5 I was doing.
I think it's hard for it to be 100% anyway, because I'm still finding like it's great, right? Again, it saves time. Sometimes, but there are also still a lot of hiccups, and there's still some glitchiness 100%. To it where it's like
it's very little.
MCP connectors fail a lot, right? Like it connects to your browser, needs to reconnect, and some things where I'm like, well, I could have just done this in 2 minutes. Like, never mind. Like, go away, Claude Cowork. There's still that, so I think it's just being perfected. But again, for our use cases, I think there's more advanced things we want to use it for, where it just comes in handy.
Yeah. And like once again too, like Claude, I feel like Claude Cowork is still one of those pieces of technology that's fairly new. Like if I go and talk to people, like I feel like most sort of your everyday like consumer is still sort of utilizing chat for the most part. They're not using anything outside of that, right? Mostly ChatGPT and maybe Claude. Like even outside of the tech bubble I live in, I feel like consumers are still using platforms like that, which is fine. I mean, like I know ChatGPT just came out with a sick update. I think we just talked about last week and I've heard from some folks that it's actually like pretty legit, right? But like they're not really exploring a lot of other tools right now, and so it's still so early, I think is what I'm trying to say. So
Agreed.
Imagine what Cowork is going to be like in 12 months from now.
They'll probably be public.
Charlie, what's up with you, man? What's the latest and the greatest in the world of Charlie?
Well, I'm a little sick right now. I'm going to pull out my my doc
Gross.
here. So that's the thing. So the past week, I've been dialing in Cowork, just streamlining work stuff. And again, just having 2 email addresses is and one aggregate calendar is so awesome. So just for mental health, like it's so awesome. It's so great. So I finally got into this. This is more like, again, like me personally got into this skate. I've heard about it. I heard about it over the summer. I heard it was really fast, and I heard it was a bunch of young kids. So I'm not in my mid-20s anymore, but I've been wanting to get into this skate. So this is a Saturday morning skate. Starts at 8:30 a.m. You're on the ice at 8:30. So basically, I'm up at 6. I go do yoga. I signed up. I got on the email list. I texted the guy. I knew the guy from a couple of years ago. And he's like, yeah, the skate's still around. Let me know if you want to play. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'm in. So there's a list of about 12 goalies. And goalies are very territorial. They're like wild animals, especially with like really high-end skates like these. They're very territorial. So I got on. And I get to the rink early. I wake up, do some yoga, 30 minutes of yoga, get the hips loose. And
Nice.
it's basically a tryout is what it is. And so I get to the rink early. I'm the first one there.
For the tryout?
A little. I was like a little not nervous. I was like pretty excited because I heard this is a really fast skate, and I know a lot of guys that want to get into this skate, but it's very private. So I get there early. Of course, I'm the first one there. I see the other goalie walk in, and he's got a pro bag, and he's like 25, and I'm like, fuck off! Like I have to play against this kid today. So I walk in, we say hello. It's my first, like I've been to the rink, of course, a lot of times, but I've never seen him. The guys start walking in. They all have team issued bags, meaning there's no retail bags, meaning there's no like Bauer Supreme bags. There's no Reebok 5K bag. They're all like Colorado College bags. They're all like University of Minnesota, like team issued. Like these guys these guys fucking played somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
oh god.
And I've like gray in my beard, and I'm the oldest guy in the fucking room. Like no, and I'm like, fuck me running. All right, I get on the ice. I walk from the room to the ice, and I can hear the pucks hitting the glass, and it's fucking loud. Like these kids can play, and I'm like, yes, fuck yeah. Okay, here we go. And the other goalie, like I'm not. I could tell he was territorial. He probably didn't like that his other goalie buddy was there, and he's like, "Who's this fucking guy?" I've got to be at least 15 years old.
Like, who's this old guy here?
Probably, and like,
get him off the rink.
Yeah, so we're in warm-ups. We're about to play, and he comes over, and he's like, "Hey, man, I'm so-and-so." I'm like, "Hey, what's up, I'm Carlos?" He's like, "Yeah, we do games of 5." And I was like, "Yeah, I get it. Cool. Like, I've done this before." He's all right, good luck. And we go to our nets. So what happens is, the teams play to 5. So the first team to score 5 goals, the goalies switch ends. So I look at it as I'm not playing against that other team. I'm playing against that other goalie. So I'm going head-to-head against that other goalie. So first team to 5, goalies switch ends. 1 hour into the skate, I stuffed that kid in the locker. I mean, after we played 2 games, and it was 5-1, and the second game was 5-1. And I think he kind of had a rough morning. He's a really, you could tell he could really play, but I think he was just off a little bit. And I think I was kind of nervous. I was by far the oldest guy out there. In my eye, I don't think I
say youngest. I heard it, Charlie. You're like, I was the younger.
Never not anymore. I don't think I blinked. I think I was just on the ice like this, like the whole
in the zone, time. Man.
Yeah, just like Clockwork Orange, the hooks, putting my eyeballs back. So that was cool. I got the invite back, so I'm like permanently on the list of the goalies. They just rotate, and you have to sign up in time. I just happen to know the guy that put together the skate for years, so he got me on there. He's like, okay. He basically said you've got this tryout. So that was cool. The goalie, he kind of had poopy pants a little bit after. He was like, man, I couldn't stop a beach ball. I couldn't. I was like, all right, dude. And then we kind of talked a little bit afterwards, just like goalie stuff, like equipment you use and blah blah blah, all that. So that was cool. I texted Austin. I was driving home. I go, still got it, and I sent her that nails emoji, the nail.
Yes. That's so good.
You start laughing. So
you're gonna play again in that. You're gonna play in that.
Yeah, if I get out there, it's early. 8:30 for that level of pace, and I was gassed. I was fucking gassed. I'm still sore. And it's Tuesday morning. I'm still sore. But it was so much fun. It was like I missed that level of play. So yes. So I'm going back out there. Fast forward to that night, Saturday night. you go see Project Hail Mary. Great movie, awesome movie, so cool. So I've heard the book is really, really good. Such a cool movie, such a
Is
fun
that the one
movie.
with Ryan Gosling?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard good
it's
things.
so cool. Such a great soundtrack too. I have 2 beers. By the end of it, my stomach is shredded. I don't know what happened. I'm like fully clenched in the back of an Uber racing home. Like, oh my God, please do not.
Oh
Please.
gosh, you almost got literal poopy
I
pants.
almost got literal poopy pants. Yeah. And like, I can't tell the Uber driver, like, hey, like, speed, can you go a little faster, whatever, you know? And I'm just trying to oh my God, just don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. So I don't know if I got like, was it norovirus? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Didn't you
Yeah,
have
That's
that?
what,
a
that's
couple
what
months
I
ago.
had at the end of the year. And it was literally, I'm blacking out from it, as in like I don't want to remember it because it was so terrible. So
Yeah, I mean, I was banged up. I was banged up. So I got
damn,
up.
you've
I
been
didn't.
sick a lot lately. You
I
got
don't know
sick
what
a
it
few
like.
weekends ago, right?
I don't really get sick that often. I don't
What's
know
going
what
on
it
over there?
was.
You gotta get
Maybe
the vitamin
I'm.
C, the vitamin D, the vitamin C.
Gotta get your sleep, Charlie, is what you need.
Yeah,
gotta get your
I didn't
sleep.
sleep at all. That just because
Well-
I kept puking and pooping the whole
Yeah,
freaking
dude,
night.
it comes out both sides. It's terrible.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah. But yeah,
fast forward the
actually,
next day.
Connor's right though. Sleep. You need sleep, Charlie.
Yeah.
Because if you're
So-
not sleeping enough, then your immune system's low and you'll get sick.
With that in mind, I haven't taken that magnesium glycinate.
Glycinate.
Yes.
Every
Yes,
night.
I've
Every
been
night.
taking
2 pills
yes.
every night.
Okay, I've been taking the gummies. I've been taking 3 of those.
Yeah,
it helps
of
for
course.
like just to like relax. You know, I can
Right?
feel kind of like yeah, like I feel
You
that.
feel it? Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
if you're working out a lot. I feel like it helps with muscle relaxation and what have you.
Okay.
So
I was so sore that night too. That was probably it
yeah.
too. I was oh my God, I was so sore. So Sunday, I didn't do it. I was a house cat on Sunday. I just laid on my freaking couch. The Avs game was on early, 10:30 Mountain Time, so that was cool. I broke my old record. I took 3 naps during the day just because I didn't sleep. Literally didn't sleep the previous night. So
yeah.
and then I woke up. I had a YouTube on, and somehow it dropped on this video. I don't know how it did, but I
It was
think one of the-
definitely Transylvania medieval music, rock music.
Fuck off! No, actually, it wasn't. It was. It was.
Did you like wake up? Wait. Did you wake up like kind of like the
Like this.
like
Oh,
yeah, like from a steep slumber? Like
No, I was on my side and I was like drooling all over.
all right, well, not as cool, but whatever.
Yeah. I had the shoulder cookie. I was like that.
There you go.
Kinda like, drooling on myself. So I woke up to what I don't know how it dropped on this because I haven't watched this in years, but one of the greatest video games ever, and it was a walkthrough of Super Mario World on Super Nintendo. One of the greatest video games ever. I know it was like so nostalgic, and I was like, "Oh my God, why is that on right now? What?
That's so
okay."
amazing.
And then I tried to eat something, and I just
Nice.
Oh, so
Gross.
gross. Yeah, so brutal. That was Sunday. Ate a little bit something that night. Yesterday, being Monday, felt a little better. I'm about 85%. I'm fine now. So
Good.
By the way, that Sunday night, the subsequent night, Sunday night, I slept for seriously like I was like dead for like 10 hours. Holy!
I love it. Wait, was 10 hours like the whole time you slept, or was that just like a time frame between? Like, how long did you actually sleep?
I think I was out close to 10 hours.
Yeah.
And it was like I woke up like something was wrong. Like, whoa, what the hell was that? It was
Did you
like,
feel refreshed though after you like kind of woke up out of your
a
slumber?
little bit?
or
I
no?
felt better. I was still like sick. Like I wasn't 100%, but I felt refreshed, and I was like, oh my gosh, whoa.
I
that's
love
what-
nothing more than like sleeping for like 10 or 12 hours after just like depriving myself of sleep and just waking up and be like, oh my gosh, I needed that. And it just recharges you for the next like
yeah.
however long you need it for.
Yeah.
So fun weekend. That was cool to get in that hockey group. And I'm gonna try and make. I don't know. I haven't exercised. Today's already Tuesday. I haven't done any strenuous exercise. There's no way I can play out there on Saturday again. Not with those guys. I'll probably have to take this upcoming Saturday off. Maybe the next one. Get back out there. But yeah,
do some yoga or something.
Yeah.
You know, do some other things.
that was a lot of fun to get back out there and to play at that. So I've been working on some campaign pilots, some features just to make it very agentic, just very like hands off.
Yeah.
Made it the buyer journey easier. and new BGL site will come here pretty soon once that's knocked out.
Cool.
And that's pretty much my week. That very cool movie. I'm gonna say this again. That movie, if you're thinking of seeing it, that Project Hail Mary is such a cool movie. Go see it.
All right.
It's a good spot.
I think my husband is going to read the book. He's a huge reader, so
Oh, is
I
it?
imagine he'll probably read the book. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a voracious reader. He read like
Voracious.
35 books last year.
35.
While I read,
Goodness
guess
gracious.
how many I read?
4.
No, I didn't even.
Any?
I didn't even read 4.
That's okay, Mallory. I didn't read any.
I'm not proud of that, by the way. I'm just like being honest. I read 0. I think I read parts of books, but did I finish a book? No. So
I think I read like 2 or 3 books. I'm more of like I don't know. I'm like a mobile reader where I like news.
I am too.
Right? I'm not like a big like book
I'm
reader.
reading Reddit. I'm reading
I like
you know.
YouTube.
We know you like
Yeah.
YouTube.
That's
I
not
like
reading,
that.
Charlie, but
Yeah.
okay.
Anyways, all right. Let's jump into AI news from last
Speaking
week.
of let's jump into AI news for the week.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I didn't talk about my weekend. You guys skipped me.
Oh shit! Sorry.
What? I thought we kind of got you. Okay, go.
You
No,
didn't read
I was
anything.
talking about co-work. I wasn't talking about my
Oh, yeah.
weekend.
You're right.
Oh yeah. My mistake.
I'll make it really quick though. Okay, biggest highlight of my
Go
weekend.
into your-
My sister and her boyfriend were in town this week, so we hosted this past weekend. But something
They're from
exciting. They're from Chicago, and we kind of like took them around the city. And I went to the Nintendo store for the first time this weekend.
What?
There's only 2 in the country. There's one in New York, and there's one in San Francisco. And I've been to the one in New York, which was really cool. And so ours opened a year ago, and every time I try to go, it was like, you can't eat, the lines are so long. I'm like, forget it. And so finally, my sister's boyfriend is a huge Nintendo fan, so we went this weekend. And let me tell you, everyone, okay, I have been, the last 2-3 weeks, okay, I've been obsessed with getting Pokopia, which is the new Pokemon game that's like Animal Crossing meets Minecraft meets Pokemon. And it's massive. It is like a hardware seller. And over the last 2-3 weeks, I've been having to give myself daily affirmations in the mirror, like, Mallory, you do not need to spend $500 on a console for one game. You don't need to do it. Okay, and then guess what I did this weekend? I bought the console so that I could play Pokopia.
Yes.
That's the new Switch console.
It's the new Switch console. It's the Switch 2. So I bought it this weekend, and I played a little bit of Mario Kart with the family, but Pokopia is literally waiting for me to play, and I've been so busy with work that I haven't played yet, and I'm a little concerned because this game is a full-time job. You know what I mean? It's like, if I start playing this game, I need to really up the ante with Claude Co-work because there's going to be some
Mallory
balls that are dropped. You know what I
Mallory
mean?
doesn't have enough time as it is, and now she's gonna add in.
No, and everyone's concerned. All my coworkers, like at the store, they're like, "Oh my gosh, Mallory and Fiona, one of the folks I work with, we have Pokopia now, so we're just going to sink in." Like, I mean,
You're gonna be junkies.
hundreds of hours at the very least, at the minimum. So that's
The video
been
game
my
crossover here for today's episode is fantastic. Charlie wakes up with Super Mario World.
yeah.
Mallory got the new console. I just bought. Remember, you see them all online all the time. Excuse me. You know the emulators you can hook up to your TV, and it has like 500 games from like Sega Genesis and Super
What?
Nintendo. I just bought one.
Yeah.
My buddy
Sick.
had it. We were playing. Killer Instinct is the name of the game. It was like
Ooh, yes.
Mortal Kombat before Mortal Kombat came out, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And he sent me the link, and it was like $40 on Amazon. I'm like, "I need it." So
Yeah.
set it up. It has
100%.
Super Mario on there. I was playing that yesterday. Fantastic.
Okay, the fact that you say Mario is just, you know.
I'm sorry.
You were literally
It's
playing.
Mario! It's not Mario, it's Mario.
Mario,
That's like, sounds like
tomato.
Canadian shit.
You were
Okay?
playing Super Mario yesterday. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. The
I love
emulator's
that
pretty
for
cool.
us. No, I would
Okay.
like to get the emulator. I would like to get one too, because I do like the games on Sega Genesis. I love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So good on the
Turtles
Genesis.
in Time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Turtle Power. Yeah.
So
Such a badass game. I love that game. I loved the old X-Men game. There's an old comic book game that was really cool. It was only for Sega, I think. And when you died, you had to go back to the beginning. You couldn't. It was only like save
most of
points.
them are like that, which I hate.
Oh, okay.
Like they're all like even Sonic games. Like it's like once you're out of lives and you can't continue anymore, you have to start all over, and it's like, and I feel like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is also like that. So once you go through all of your lives and all of your continues, you have to start all over again.
The continues,
so,
yeah.
And every time I have to kill Shredder, I die, and then I gotta go back to the beginning.
Oh, that's infuriating. One of the best games I think ever created, I think it was on Sega and Nintendo, was Earthworm Jim. Is that on there?
Yeah, Earthworm Jim, another classic. Yeah,
I'm gonna give it to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for Super Nintendo, all time, great game.
Okay.
Valid.
Never played it. Never got into Zelda.
Oh, absolutely immaculate.
I played.
Cool.
Well, I played Earthworm Jim, and then I played with fireworks. That's about it. I blew shit up.
Nice.
Anyways.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, I did a lot of stuff, but that was the highlight of my weekend. So.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, we're going to be jumping into some of the news of all the happenings from AI last week. First things first. Anton from Lovable are now focused on hunting down acquisitions. So Lovable is actively looking to acquire companies and teams, directing interested parties to the company's M&A and partnerships lead. TechCrunch has reported now that Lovable is now reporting 400 million in ARR, up from 200 million at the end of 2025. With over 200,000 new vibe coding projects created on the platform every single day. So if you've built something interesting and or adjacent to the vibe coding stack, they're apparently in the market. So this could be your time to shine if you are.
I think that is
what I'm saying.
the fact that they've doubled. What was it? They doubled their ARR.
They doubled,
in 3 months?
Doubled it.
That is freaking bananas.
That's insane.
That is banana lands. And you know what? The second thing that popped in my head is like, wow, how much pressure's on Bolt right now? Like,
I mean, how much pressure's on every vibe coding company in the space?
Yeah,
to be honest with you, is really the
everybody.
question. It's everybody. Correct. It's everybody. It's not even just the Bolts of the world. So.
I think, good for Lovable. That dude's making some big moves. Good for Anton for just. How many people are going to see that tweet? Millions of people are going to see that. Mm-hmm. Whoever that head of M&A is, RIP to your inbox because you're about to get blasted. But that's what they 100%. Want. You put out the bad signal. I think that's pretty cool. I think I obviously this is just shooting from the hip. I think the first projects to be acquired will be something around distribution, something to take an app from one to many. I think that makes total obviously sense. With growth and trajectory, but something to take something else from one to many would be.
What? How do you mean though, Charlie? Like an example? Like, can you give an example there?
Yeah, like first thing I thought of was Clio, like a platform like that for content for the founder.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously, like when it comes to AI vibe coding tools, the agentic AI tools, like. The reality is distribution is still a moat. It's still an area that every founder is trying to figure out. There's no sort of like easy unlock with AI tools, right? And so that makes total sense to me that Lovable would be investing in distribution tools, and then figure out a way to kind of amp that up or pour more fire into that area because it only helps them as well, right? I think it's just so interesting too because like there are the other vibe coding tools, but then there's also platforms like Claude Code, right, or Codex, right? And so I wonder how prosumers are utilizing tools like that versus Lovable, or if they've really just completely won over consumers, which with the numbers we're seeing here makes sense in that first time sort of vibe coders. Those that are looking to build their own sort of tool, like instead of opting to go, either using Claude or ChatGPT, like they're opting for tools like Lovable initially, which would make sense with like the growth that they've seen. But I am curious about that breakdown. So
yeah. That's I think that's a good call. Connor, what do you think? Do you think this will just skyrocket the valuation?
Yeah, I'm kind of more curious to just see what again, you're talking about the inbox getting flooded. It's like that's definitely going to be a thing. How do they prioritize what they're more interested versus not? And I'm sure they have their own methodology for that, right, to scope it out. But I'd really like to see what the first few acquisitions look like, because I think that's what's going to be a very telling sign of the direction they're moving in terms of what they're actually interested in terms of acquiring the companies, the makeup of the team, etc. So that's really where my head's at right now, to just see how it plays out over the next couple of weeks and months.
I'd like to see somebody take a call with the M&A, or like however that happens in person, whatever it is, and just put it on. I don't know if you can disclose this. Put it on Reddit. Put it on X. I met with Anton. I met with the head of M&A.
Sure,
Here's
there's some
maybe
things you
I
can
don't
say.
disclose
I feel like
Can you do
can't.
that?
I feel
like once
don't
you're
know.
in it, you probably can't divulge a lot of that information in terms of process. But again,
unless
it's
there's a deal, or like something. It's either a no or a yes. But here's what I went through.
Basically,
yeah.
like, you don't want to anything with M&A. I feel like you don't want to share with the world until it's ready, until it's like either a go or a no go. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It'll be, and again, like you said, it's like that bat signal is up, and I mean, I would expect just the masses to be flooding, wherever it is that they're directing them to. And listen, I guess you have to imagine there's some sort of requirement, though, right, or something they're looking for when you're reaching out. So how many people actually fit that too?
Yeah, I mean, not many. Not
like
many.
a follow up to this, really, even next week, or I'm just curious to look myself, is what are their requirements, right? Like, what do you need to show?
Yeah,
in order to even move
baseline?
forward. Yeah, exactly. Like, what's the baseline?
Yeah. How do you get a message back from that guy? I can't remember the head of MMA.
Right. How do you just initiate just get a response and start the conversation? So
yeah. Well, we'll see. I'll keep an eye on that. I saw that on X and I was like, whoa, okay, all right.
Yeah, they just called out one specific dude on their M&A team, so I'm sure he's got a flood of emails coming his way.
yeah.
He's gonna have a long week.
All right, next up, the Delve SOC 2 fraud scandal that recently happened. This one matters for any founders who have been through compliance. A publicly accessible Google Sheet exposed the audit pipeline of Delve, which is a YC-backed compliance startup that had raised $32 million from Insight Partners. The findings were damning. The platform generated auditor conclusions before any auditor had reviewed evidence, produced near identical reports across hundreds of clients, and partnered with certification firms that signed off on whatever was in front of them. So it looks like Lovable publicly confirmed it had already left Delve for Vanta in late 2025 before the scandal broke, suggesting their own experience as a customer prompted the switch independently. So it looks like now 400 plus companies may now be holding invalid SOC 2 certifications. So if you use Delve, you should definitely verify independently on whether you fall within that range. But yeah, not great. Not great considering how, every enterprise company, I mean, once you have SOC 2, right, it's just a level of credibility and sort of trust that you're receiving now from your customers. So now that 400 plus companies just apparently do not have that, at least legitimately, I think would give me a nightmare if I was one of those 400 companies.
Yeah,
what a nightmare
my
of a
head would
situation for
explode
Delve.
my head would fucking explode if I saw that. And the fact, it was basically like a template, right?
Well,
you get started, you and you and you. It's like a stamp.
Correct.
Done.
The fact that it was public. Also, the publicly accessible Google Sheet is just like, I'm absolutely mind blown. Like, how can you be so dumb, so dumb to have just left that out there?
No idea.
And listen, maybe if you're just starting out, but you raised 32 million, you raised all this capital. You one of your first steps wasn't, okay, now how do I make this more secure myself? You're in SOC 2. What are you doing?
YC.
It's absolutely wild. I mean, listen, it's I don't want to say this to sound mean, but it's it's a self-imposed issue that Delve calls for themselves, and it's kind of deserved when you're doing it that way. I don't know.
God. I'm looking at the tweet, and it's like, have you ever seen the X account called VCs congratulating themselves? It's like a complete parody account of VC, the VC landscape, and it's actually quite popular. And there's a post underneath of the tweet that says 30 under 30 never misses, and it's it's a call out to both of the founders because they hit the Forbes 30 under 30 thing, and it's it's which is so that, don't get me started on that. It's basically for the most part you need to pay pay to basically be on that list.
On the 30 under 30.
Yeah, it's if you've got a press team and you've got some money to spend, it's they definitely probably curate some of it on their own, but a lot of it is pay to play. So Yeah.
Absolutely
Anyway.
crazy.
Anyway,
Anywho,
the whole thing is
wild. Wild.
Just wild.
I did see something in SF where that Delve billboard used to be, and it was like ripped down like on Sunday afternoon, or like Saturday night. Yeah, so like it moved fast, like really
As most things do in this world, and
And,
specifically in
100%.
this niche. So
in the AI space.
100%.
yeah.
All right. Okay. And then, of course, third and final story for today is that AI is now 41% of all venture dollars. So AI startups captured 41% of the 128 billion in venture funding tracked by Carta last year, which is a record high annual share, up from 15% just 3 years ago. Early stage AI funds are posting the highest internal rate of return compared with declining IRRs from funds raised between 2017 and 2020. The honest question sort of worth asking here, is this a rational sort of platform shift allocation, the kind that we saw with like the mobile and cloud movement, or are we just inside a bubble that doesn't know it's a bubble yet? Wow. Okay.
That's a lot to unpack just in that last sentence. Yeah.
Well, though that IRR is like that right there is like a pull quote right there.
Yeah.
I think I don't think it's well. Okay, I maybe we are in a bubble. I don't think it's gonna pop in the next 2 years or so. Like, people on X and Reddit are like, pooping their pants about. And the fact that those returns are higher, obviously, post COVID. I think we're just going to see cooler and better shit coming out. Like to just sum it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
I think
see.
it's creating
here's the
better
thing,
jobs.
right?
It's taking like white collar. And the next Dario Amati, is that his last name? Yeah, from Anthropic. He said in the next 24 months, white collar analyst jobs will be taken. He predicts will be taken. But I think it will also create better jobs and better companies, better opportunities, and out of crisis comes innovation, and I think we'll just see better things innovating out of this AI space, and there'll be more opportunity from it. So because of that, I think there'll be more capital gains from it.
Mallory, you were going to say something, so go ahead.
I was just going to say that a story that's not on here but is worth calling out is the fact that Meta has now decided to shut down Horizon New World, which is an $80 billion project.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it's
Which
on
we haven't
here.
talked about it, but that's a huge... And look, like I cannot believe that they spent $80 billion.
$80 billion.
Yeah,
They
unreal.
spent?
On a
They
failed
spent on a failed
project, side project for absolutely disgusting amount of money.
Which
to
it's
spend.
kind of like the sort of VR meta world. I think
It's
there's
his
some
metaverse.
elements of AI, yeah, the metaverse, right? But it's just interesting to me because I have a lens in gaming, but to me they overlap, right? So like for example, Epic Games this morning just laid off 1,000 people. You've got this sort of happening, and so I guess it's like. The metaverse was just one of those projects they invested too much money into, and now they're sort of shutting it down. And I wonder, in the next 12 months, like what that will look like in the AI space in particular, right? Because there's going to be a lot of projects that are just not going to make it, and so.
Agreed.
Yeah, I get it, right? And it's because realistically with venture capital, at some point you need to make a profit. And I think that a lot of these early stage sort of AI startups or startups in general are really sort of heavy on like the research side or other sort of, important parts of what it takes to actually build an AI company. But if you're not turning a profit or, having sort of some insane amount of growth, like you're going to fail. So, anyhow, that's a long ramble, but yeah.
Do you know what that roadmap is? Well, this question is kind of maybe off topic, but like what the roadmap is for like turning a profit? Maybe
that's
like
a good question.
After VC, to like 12 months, 24 months?
Not necessarily. Perhaps in this day and age, it's a lot faster, but I'm thinking back to my time at Discord, right? And like the early days of Discord, we didn't even have a way to make money. Like it wasn't until like 3 years of me being at that company, we introduced a subscription service, which is now very popular, does very well, in addition to a few other things that Discord does to make money. But because it was such a fast growing platform, the VCs didn't care, quite frankly, in the early days. They didn't care whether or not we were going to make money right away. They knew we would figure out a way to do that at some point. And so I think it depends on the type of company you are, right? Like that is a consumer sort of gaming related company. I think it depends on the type of company you're building, and it depends on your traction of growth.
Your growth rate, and like your churn.
Exactly.
Yep.
And like how that growth will, essentially turn into profit and revenue over time. So yeah, but I will say, I think in this market, in today's world, the sort of the journey from, building a platform that has traction to figuring out profitability is now a lot shorter than it was 10 years ago, if that makes sense.
So too, but when do you think one of the biggest barriers too is still like adoption, right, of whatever it is, like
yes,
what
that's a
you've
good
built?
point.
And it's like...
That's a good point.
This goes back to, again, everything. It's like... You were just saying, Charlie, how, yes, more jobs will be created out of other jobs being replaced, but adoption needs to happen, and education around how to leverage AI needs to happen in order for that to actually be a reality, not just something somebody says. So it's, it'll create a bunch of jobs, but are the jobs requiring you to have knowledge on how to prompt the right way, on how to, whatever it is. I could get really advanced, but...
The answer is no, they're not right now.
Correct. I just don't think it's there.
I saw a clip from Jensen Huang from NVIDIA. Might have been this morning, or like the video was in the past couple of days. Somebody was interviewing him. He said, right now, college kids, I would hire, if there's two resumes stacked up like head to head, they're going toe to toe. If one kid knows how to use AI, he's a college student. One college student knows how to use AI, I'm going to hire that kid. He knows he or she knows how to prompt. He or she knows how to orchestrate an AI agent. Whatever it is, they get their hands dirty with AI. I'm hiring
and it's
that
tough
person.
Because, believe it or not, there are a lot of young people, and not just college age students, but even knowledge workers in their 20s and 30s. And this is happening because I know I'm talking to teams that are experiencing this right now and advising teams that are experiencing this. But there's also a lot of people who still are not using AI. I mean, they just don't want to. They don't agree with it. They're not aligned in whatever reason that is. And so I am a little worried because, and when I talk to these teams, I try to kind of help them figure out like the positive sort of way and framework to sort of think about AI versus managers being like, if you don't use this thing, we're going to be behind and it's going to kill us sort of thing, which like I'm not saying is not true. It's just like, how can you frame it in a way that's productive for the team, right? In a way where they don't get afraid that their jobs are going to be taken away, right? And sort of saying like, this is actually going to enhance your workflow. Imagine all the things you can do if we automate a lot of the simple tasks on your plate. Imagine what that will open up for the team in terms of collaboration and brainstorming and ideas and campaigns and creatives and all this stuff, right? And I'm more so talking on the marketing side, but it's just, I'm seeing that actually quite a bit, and it's scary because there's definitely a part of me, Connor, to your point that you've been saying over the last few weeks, like I just got to learn co-work because if I don't, I'm going to fall behind, and I don't want to fall behind. That's valid, but there's also just a lot of people who are like not for it, and so I get worried about those folks because like there's got to be a middle ground of some sort of like, I understand the qualms around AI. None of us are here to be like AI is perfect and like the best fucking thing in the world, but like. Also, and it feels like it's this another sort of revolution that we're going through. You know what I mean? Like, and
feels
it makes
just
me
like
worried.
when AOL came out and the internet. Like, listen, I was a kid then, but it's the same thing where people wanted to adopt it. Others were no. This is, I don't know. It's because you don't understand it that you don't like it, right? And again, it's like it's two different beasts, AI and the internet back when it came out. But listen, I'd rather be ahead of the curve and. I don't know, I guess be more desirable in the world of AI where things are shifting as opposed to saying, I have no clue about it. All I know how to do is open up a PDF and email it, right? Like I'm just using it as a dumb example, but
totally.
I think raging capitalists right now are like going, obviously.
Oh, of course.
Going crazy.
Of course they are.
They're going nuts in this space. And those fractional AI officers that just go in and set things up for you. And just bounce. I think there's tons of opportunity for that. Integrators, agencies, whatever you want to call them.
I look for what it's worth. Back to the quote that you had from the CEO of NVIDIA, right? Like in terms of college hires, I think I would have a similar mindset. Right now for the agency, we want to hire some Gen Z folks to help on the content side of things with the sort of clients we're working with, and you better believe that if they've never used it, like it's just not. it's not going to be a fit because our entire studio is using it. You have to be able to know how to use it or be willing to learn how to use it to be a part of the team. So I do agree with that quote. I would be looking out for the same thing as someone who runs a small business. And Connor, you know, I know you're like maybe not actively hiring, but I'm sure you'd be looking for the same thing, right?
No, I mean, I'm literally taking them through, they'll be training modules and courses over the next, that I'm personally running myself for things I've built, for how to leverage things. And guys, this is the way now, right? And it's not... The whole thing is it's not to replace you. It's because I want to make you more efficient at your job so you can have more free time for yourself. Or you want to take this skill somewhere else in the future. Great. Good for you. You learned it here first. But I've already had one. And every week, I think for the next 6 weeks, I have an hour I take each week and sit down and just go through another platform, how to leverage it, how to prompt, what to use, what not to use, connectors, all that stuff. And that only benefits me as much as it does them. So 100%.
And the team as a whole, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. What else we got? Any other news, updates, fun stuff?
I don't know. I think that's it. I mean, I just brought up the Meta one because I just heard about that recently, which, I think it is a good call. I know it's more metaverse, but it's definitely in the tech world.
Still in the space. And I think it just goes to show you, again, you can invest all this money into a project. It still doesn't pan out. And I just think that's the direction a lot of stuff in the AI space is heading, where there'll be a lot of investment in it and it doesn't turn a profit and it's going to...
Well, and that tells you how much capital is in the space. I remember in 2018, I think it was 2018, when they introduced Libra, the cryptocurrency, when Facebook did, and they hired the guy from like a huge bank, and I don't know how much money I think it was over $1 billion. And then they gassed it. Like, I think it was in 12 months, they just gassed the project. Which is mind-boggling to me.
I think it's one of those things too. If you are a vibe coder, right? You're somebody who's listening to this pod and you have something, again, we just talked about Lovable, looking for acquisitions, right? If you're able to whip up something quickly, I think that's the most bang you'll get for your buck in a very short amount of time. Because again, it's like, who knows once you scale up, is it profitable? What's the lifetime value look like when it comes to something that you've put together? So I think trying to turn things around quickly, get acquired, get a buck really fast is on a lot of people's minds, because it is mine, right? Like, again, I don't know how much faith you put behind long-term scaling growth into something when there hasn't really been anything proven outside of a few businesses leveraging AI right now.
All right. Well, actually, sorry to interrupt. It looks like there is some new news around Anthropic. So
is it a new feature last night?
I don't know. It's the now Claude can control your computer, which it's just
That's
like
badass.
the next step for Cowork. But it looks like they announced its new capability for its Claude Cowork productivity tool and Claude Code featuring, giving both the ability to do things like access different apps, point and click with your mouse, type and browse the web in your files. Anthropic is also careful to point out that it's putting certain safeguards into place to prevent malicious actors from exploiting its advanced agentic abilities, which of course is the big fear with these kinds of agents.
What is it called again? The feature?
I don't know. How high-powered AI features like Anthropic's aren't entirely new, but they gained increased traction with the debut of OpenClaw. I don't know what it's called. It must be just like a new feature update.
It's a new feature,
Cowork.
I saw it on their X last night. It is badass, and the fact that you can run it. See, that was my problem with Cowork last week of trying to do like AI news every 24 hours, content grab and drop quotes and everything. It's like, okay, the computer has to be open at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, what happens? And then it just backlogs, right? And then I get frustrated.
That's interesting.
It's like, oh, fuck. So, yeah, this is freaking cool.
Yeah.
It's
a good point, Charlie, because, I was running into that with Cowork a lot, too, where it's like, well, you need to be, because I wanted to run a weekly status update for me, and it's like, well, I need to be open, and then if you miss it, it backlogs, and it doesn't run because you have to open it and manually run it, and I'm like, I just want you to do it when I turn my computer on and just...
I just want it to work. Like, and the whole time, I'm just gassing tokens.
Dang. Yeah. I just realized I need to download the dispatch extension, because you can just assign Claude tasks from your phone. Because if you open up Claude on your phone, right, the app itself, you can't like do anything in Cowork, right? Like you're sort of stuck with the chat interface.
Correct.
But it seems like if I download this extension, then I can start telling Cowork on text message. No, I'm like laughing because it's like, that's actually brilliant. Like imagine I'm leaving a meeting
co-work now.
and I could just text cowork and be like, do this freaking thing right now. So I'm going to do that ASAP actually. Anywho, that is a newer piece of news that just came out. Looks like last night. So yeah, but that's everything in AI news from the last week.
Cool. And our guest coming up is Grace Ling. Can you give like a brief intro? I think we might have at the top of the episode.
I have a really good intro, so I'm going to save it for the interview. But she is, she's a founder, she's a designer, she's also a content creator on LinkedIn, and I believe on other platforms as well. So if you are a builder that, is looking to sort of essentially scale and build your own community with your product, she is a wonderful person to learn from and can give you some tips on how to make that happen.
Dope.
So yeah,
okay.
Let's dive in. All right, everybody. We are here with Grace Ling. So I have a long intro for you, but she is truly one of those people whose bio makes you feel a little underachieved in every single possible category simultaneously. She is a founder, designer, content creator, competitive runner, a former D1 athlete, by the way, an actress. She's doing a lot of actress maxing right now, a world traveler with 40 plus countries under her belt. She also studied bioengineering and CS at Santa Clara, worked as a UX designer at EA, had a quarter-life crisis, which we'll potentially talk about, quit, traveled the world, and then eventually built Design Buddies, which is now an amazing, thriving community of over 150,000 people. And she's also building Fluffle AI, which, she loves her bunnies. So, and I know you also have your own podcast, right? Which is how creators make money. And has been featured in so many places. So yes, welcome to the Builders Growth Lab podcast, Grace.
Whoa,
we're excited to have you here. That has to be like the most accolades we've had for any guest on the show. And you seem like one of the youngest guests we've had on the show. So that speaks volumes as to obviously who you are as a person and just a professional as well. So stoked to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really honored. Yeah, me and Mallory actually met a couple of years ago because she was at Discord, and then I built like almost 100,000 member Discord server. And I can talk about distribution, building a cult following, and more. And excited to meet y'all, Conor and Charlie. I appreciate y'all for having me on. I'm also honored to be one of the youngest ones, too. I just have major FOMO, so I do a lot of things.
Oh, okay.
She does. I think I was just telling these guys actually last week, Grace, I saw you post on LinkedIn that you went to like 30 or 40 events in one day. Something crazy like that. And I read that and I was like, how does she do it? How is she doing this?
Is that a
real
real
thing? If I went
thing?
to 3, I would be dead. Like truly.
Wait, Grace, really, was it 30 to 40 events? Can you just, like, before we hop in, can you give us a little color here as to what that was, what that day looked like?
So I was at South by Southwest last week. It was actually 30 events in 4 days. But my personal record is 10 events in one day and 40 events in 2 weeks for SF and LA Tech Week. And I feel like I didn't exactly hit my PR of 10 events a day because I was prioritizing like quality events over quantity events.
Sure.
But I just basically like, I can talk more about this too, but I built like I built this group chat called South by Southwest Secret Events, and I invited anyone who seems cool to join, who likes to share events, and that's how I find out about so many. And I have FOMO, so I need to get everything in life. I need to go to everything.
Good for you.
Right. All right, Mallory, sorry, force of habit. Grace, pardon me. Can you share a funny story, something like did you see Mallory in real life a lot, from Discord, maybe once or twice a week? I'm basically asking for like a funny story, maybe something, maybe like an embarrassing story.
We want something to roast
They
Mallory
want the
with,
dirt.
Grace. Give us ammunition for the show moving forward where we can just roast Mallory when we need
She
her.
bullies
No, I'm
us,
kidding.
so I'm trying to bury Mallory right now.
I feel like I met Mallory for the first time about a year ago, maybe. It was like you were at Bolt, and Bolt was actually a title sponsor for our second ever conference, Co-Create conference in San Francisco, and I think we connected in real life that way. But I think I've saw your name, I think I've maybe briefly talked on the Discord, like Discord partners, one of the Discords. But I think because of COVID, we haven't really had that many in real life stuff, because I built Design Buddies up during COVID time, but it's still going really strong to this day.
Yeah. So that's true. Like we didn't meet until last year in person. And then I learned about your love for bunnies, which was so magical and amazing. So, yeah.
Perfect. So, Grace, kind of getting into it a little bit more then. So I did some research and you studied bioengineering. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
So where does this shift come in from bioengineering into like the design path, the community building? Like, where did you get inspired to go in that direction?
Yeah. Oh, I just thought of a funny story actually.
Go
So
for it.
we were me, Mallory, Eric.
Screw your
we
question,
hosted-
Connor.
I remember I was like, it was with Bull. It was like a demo day or like a world's biggest hackathon. We hosted like an event at Dovetail in June, and I remember I just yelled AI to get everyone's attention because
She does
I'm
this.
just like AI. Now they have your attention, really get started. And so I
I
remember
recorded that.
Yeah, you recorded that.
Oh,
And then
Yeah.
I made it in the video, and then yeah, it was really funny. So
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a way to turn
AI.
heads for sure. Obviously, at any hackathon, just shout
Yeah.
AI really loud and everyone.
She
will just...
literally does, and then on top of it, she's done AI chants like AI, and it's like a whole room. And I saw you post on
saw
LinkedIn.
that.
You're like, "This is how you start a cult." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, Grace is doing it. She's doing it."
It's co-creating. Okay, so it all started
I think
because
I saw that.
oh, amazing. I can dive into my transition, but before that, talk about the AI a little bit and how it raised a cult building. So when I first moved to San Francisco, I'm originally from Cupertino, California, which is like Tech Bro Central, and just 50 minutes south of San Francisco. And then when I first moved to SF like 2 years ago, there was like so many AI billboards. Like everyone was obsessed with AI, MCPs, B2B SaaS, agentic AI. And I was like, wow, what if I just yelled AI on the rooftop in Salesforce Tower? And then that got 1.5 million views on Instagram. It's like, wow, people, I rage rated so many people. I just yelled AI. I was like, this is so fun. It converted to like a couple hundred followers for me too. I was like, okay. So I kept doing it again and again and again. And then I had B2B SaaS AI. And then I was like, 2 years later, I was like, why not involve the audience more? So I hosted this 400-person New Year party, and I was like, when I say A, you say I. A, I.
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel like one of the key components of building a cult is having a shared ritual and co-creating something together, so you feel like part of the cult, community. So that was the inspiration behind that.
Yeah, and I mean, like, okay, for those that are listening, I mean, like, there is truly like a lot of amazing books on like how to create a cult, and we're not talking about the like the
Not drink the Kool-Aid type
and
cult.
die
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
cult, right? But like think about so many brands that you love that really sort of have like the mechanics of what it takes to build a cult, and just like creating like an obscene amount of just super fans, right? I think there's a lot to learn from there. And Grace, like you and I think the last time we saw each other, we were joking about being cult leaders. But it's not a joke. It's very real. So
Yeah, as a disclaimer, it's a wholesome cult. We don't shame anybody
Yes.
for leaving the
A
cult,
wholesome
no
cult.
sacrifices.
yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
You put the word wholesome in front of it, it's fine.
Yes.
Totally cool.
It's good.
Acceptable.
It's fine.
We love it. Wholesome cult. Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
going back to Connor's question, Grace, like kind of talk a little bit about, studying bioengineering and how that sort of led you into design and sort of your early career.
Yeah. Basically, like growing up, I loved this game called MapleStory, Neopets, Club Penguin, like cute kawaii pet games, and Pokemon. I've always wanted to be a game designer or anime artist, but my parents are both engineers. They're like, you got to be a doctor, engineer, lawyer, or failure. But also at the same time, my mom started paying me to go to gym with her when I was 13, and I started running like really fast. Like I broke my school records and almost broke 5 minutes in a mile kind of fast. I went to nationals and stuff.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you. But that inspired me to study bioengineering because I wanted to biohack myself to run faster. And then later I didn't really like memorizing all these things, and I kind of struggled memorizing in school. And I switched to computer science engineering. I actually ended up doing a master's in that because I want to make games. But I told my dad that I want to code, because he said like all my life he's shoving down coding in my face because I was like Silicon Valley, right? And I don't know. I was like really bad at CS. Like I was so slow. I was like one of the last person to finish. But I ended up like doing an internship at Intuitive Surgical. I was like a VR game developer. That was kind of fun. And then after college, I was like, I don't know what I want to do in my life. So I've always loved art, and I found product UX design, because it pays really well without needing to code. And it can like be productive. I'm just like, I just don't like coding. And I wish I liked coding. I spent 3 years trying to make myself like it, and I I own the fact that I don't like it, and that's okay. And so I went over, I applied to a bunch of jobs, didn't know, got ghosted everywhere. So I was like, I've always thought working in FANG was so sexy because growing up in the Bay Area. So I was like, I want to work in FANG. And then I kept getting ghosted. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to I know people get jobs because of people they know. So I was like, I'm just going to become famous so I can get a job. So they'll hire me. And that's,
I love that.
that's what I did.
If it
That's
were only
literally
that
what she
easy.
does.
Wait, Grace,
So-
you're telling me that you can I can tell myself I want to be famous and it just happens like that. It did for you. It worked out. You did something
Yeah,
right. So.
kind of. I can explain a little bit. So I actually been making content on and off for over 10 years. And, but kind of going forward to being famous is I made design buddies and it grew a lot, and I also started posting on LinkedIn. I can dive into how I grew that, but background is I've also spent 10 years on and off making content because I was actually bullied a lot in school. I didn't really have that many friends, so I hung out with people from the internet, and then in college I also studied really hard, and then that's why I'm event maxing so hard because I locked myself in my room studying during college. I feel like it was actually the worst years of my life. I wasted all my youth years studying in the books, and that's why I'm event maxing today. So I feel like a lot of what I do today is inspired by my childhood experiences. Is not feeling like I fit in school, so I went to Tumblr, had a running blog on Tumblr. It grew a lot. I was doing brand deals when I was 17. Oh, gifted was not paid.
So cool. Wait, I totally forgot we had a Tumblr overlap for a second there. I had a gaming Tumblr, and then you were running a running Tumblr at the same time.
Yes, I run Grace Pace.
So cool.
Oh, so cool.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
So you obviously, Grace, it sounds, again, it was pretty much the opposite. You wanted to experience the opposite of what you had in high school when you got out of college, and you just kind of wanted to put yourself out there, be more social in whichever way you could, and kind of use social media or your platforms or content as a way to kind of get your voice out there and project that to the world.
Yeah, because I used to be so insecure. Now I'm just I own everything. I own rejections. I own everything that happens to me. And I want to show everyone else that, yo, it's okay if you get rejected or fail at something. Just own it. It's part of your journey. And,
Good
Yeah,
lesson
really
for
good.
the listeners.
It
All of you
is,
listening
and
out there, take that.
Yeah, I mean, Grace, I even know you've applied to YC many times as an example, and then I know you've been very sort of public about posting when you get rejected as an example.
Yeah, I know it's going to go viral because on LinkedIn, everyone's I'm excited to announce I got accepted. I'm just really? I'm excited to announce I got rejected, guys. Look at all the cool things I brag about myself. It always goes viral. It always converts really well, too. And then I use that as a hook and promote myself and all the cool things I'm working on.
Yeah.
That's cool. Cool
Brilliant.
stuff. So, Grace, a question around communities. It seems like a lot die around 200 members. What do you do differently to get over that speed bump? And what can you tell people about maybe early days of building a community where they have less than 200 followers?
Yeah, I feel the early days, especially the first couple months, are the most important ones. And I feel what made Design Buddies stand out is I try to make people feel really proud to be in Design Buddies and try to help them as much as I can. For example, most people in Design Buddies are early career designers. They want a job, but they also feel lonely. A lot of them are actually in Europe and Asia and Australia who don't have a local design community. And so we do a lot of feedback Fridays, co-working sessions. And so we try to
really smart.
we try to create thank you. We try to create something where people can have social connection but also education. So we have a cohort. We have a lot of free events people can join. So we try to create we try to understand what our main community members are struggling with and creating solutions for that too. And then for the first month of Design Buddies, we actually grew about 1,000 members. But I also took advantage of the fact that it was COVID and everyone was stuck at home. So it was April 2020. That helped a lot actually. But I hosted a lot of events. We would be on Zoom and make something on Figma together. And we actually Zoom bombed our first event, but I kept going. I made a LinkedIn post, went viral, kept going about that too. And a lot of Discord events, a lot of fireside chats, panel talks, keynotes. People can learn. Events are educational, but also social as well. And people kept inviting their friends to join. So events is how I was able to grow it. And I can talk about more as well.
Grace, did you have somewhere? So that all makes total sense. Did you have somewhere, between that first 1,000 members where things just grew exponentially, rapidly, something just kind of clicked for the community or for you, where that growth trajectory just expedited?
Actually, for the past 6 years, our growth has been pretty linear. We've steadily grew like 1,000 to 2,000 members a month for the past 6 years.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, but I think it was like a little bit faster during COVID. Well, actually, the same speed actually. I think we also leveraging a lot of community partnerships. So I did a lot of like speaking engagements at universities. You know how McDonald's markets Happy Meals to their kids to hook them when they're young? I didn't know I was doing the same thing with kids or students, I mean, in school. So these students would reach out to me to give talks at their school club events. I was like, sure, I'll do it. And then I promoted Design Buddies, and then all the students joined and promoted their friends too. Because like students are like really young, ambitious, not jaded. Once they discover a resource, they'll share with everyone, and they grow up to be really successful designers. So leveraging community partnerships,
Makes sense.
and also events, in-person, online events, and also building Design Buddies in public. Like I would talk about my experiences building Design Buddies in public on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Instagram. I talk about what worked, what hasn't worked, and the failures, and people want to follow along the journey.
Wow.
So we have a lot of founders that I think listen, and even founders that I speak to that I think are really hesitant, Grace, about sort of building in public. Can you share, like, I don't know, I feel like this is a dumb question because I kind of know, but like, can you share what kind of allowed you to break through that? And like, what are early tips that you can sort of give to builders that know they need to be posting more on LinkedIn, but like, they just like, they haven't gotten started? Like, what would you advise or what advice would you give them?
Yeah, I have a lot to say about this. I feel like a lot of people will hesitate on posting on LinkedIn because they don't want their coworkers or parents or classmates to feel like they're cringe, or like judge them. But I think to be cringe is to be free. So just put yourself out there and be free, guys. And I feel like a good build in public post is something that shares, like, it's like both educational but also touches on like a story. For example, like a rejection post, a failure post, and what you learned and how you grew as a person, showing your character development. People really like that. Also practical tips like 3 things or 5 steps to do to get a design job, or like here's like a couple of my viral posts like here's how I grew to my first 100K members. Sharing, like reflecting on your learnings and sharing with like actionable tips anyone can share online, but also like sharing milestones, like for example, oh, we have our first 10K members, here's what we did to get there. So it's just like kind of like having the accomplishment, but also sharing like what you did. So it's not just bragging, but sharing actual value people can learn from too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes total sense.
You had mentioned just now, Grace, as far as hitting 10,000 members, something clicked. Can you kind of show some other growth mechanics that got you past that? Like what got you 10,000 and what got you after 10,000?
We did a lot of partnerships with brands, actually. I think once we hit 5,000 or 10,000, Adobe reached out to us to do like a webinar, and then they kept reaching out to us again. And then that also added a layer of credibility. Like people started to respect us more. It was like, oh, Design Buddies and Adobe, and then Figma, and then LinkedIn, and people just like associated us with like oh, we're legit now. And then so that like brand partnerships helped us as well. Also, we started doing like hackathons / design challenges, and that was really popular. We get like thousands of submissions for like online design hackathons, and people started collaborating, building projects together too.
What are some of the coolest projects that the Design Buddies community has created?
Ooh, so many. We had so many hackathons, but one of them we had like over 200 submissions. One of them we had over 2,000 submissions, but the 200 submissions is really cool because it was a spline and they gave away a MacBook Pro. People made like animals.
Cool.
But also, most recently, we did a rejection therapy challenge, and it was like
say more.
I used to, so actually how I got my job at EA was I cold reached out to 400 hiring managers, and I feel like the big reason why I got hired is because I post on LinkedIn and they like liked it. They told me they liked it. And I was so good at cold reaching out, but I haven't cold reached out to anyone in like 5 years because some part of me got a little bit shy. So I wanted to like have some accountability for people to cold reach out to people again. So I made this I vibe coded this landing page about rejection therapy challenge, and I shared it in Design Buddies, and someone did 30 days and they wrote a blog article about it. So I really like that. They actually stayed 30 days of cold DMing someone every day. And that was like
awesome.
Yeah, I loved it because rarely we hosted like 30-day challenges before. Rarely anybody completes it, but this person completed all 30 days and she reflected on what she learned. So it changed her life basically, and I was like, wow, I love that.
Good.
How my rejection therapy, how this random idea I had was able to change someone's life.
Wow.
Yeah, and this advice is so applicable just because, right, if you're a founder listening to this, you've probably built, like we had Suk on here 6 months ago, you built, 34, 35 products, and it wasn't until his, 36th or whatever that it finally hit. And so, right, like same with Grace here. Like I think, Grace, you're such a sort of great example of resiliency and sort of just not allowing rejection to cause you to sort of quit, right? Like you just, and not only that, you like fully embrace it, right? Like I think a lot of founders are like, they get bummed about the L or like losing or failing, but for you like treat a L or a rejection the same way that you do a win. At least like that's what I'm hearing from you when you're talking about it, which like I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna take this away too, because like, I need to have more of that, you know.
That's what I'm curious too, Grace. Like because I'm hearing it just throughout, the last couple of minutes. It's like talking about failure and confronting it and being okay with that. Like, how do you speak to that to your community through your content? Like, what's the exact rhetoric you kind of use to put that out there and say, hey, it's okay, like okay to fail?
Yeah, I think failure is like a content idea. Like everything is a LinkedIn post, and everything I can milk it.
That's the real answer. That's the real answer.
It's a LinkedIn post. It's content idea. I'm farming content from my miserableness. I turn it into something good.
It's real. It's real though.
Yeah, it's content.
That's like,
Yeah,
okay,
'cause I
we
feel
have a
like-
saying here, Grace, where it's like it's ABR, it's always be recording, because we want all the things in real time. And for you, it's like that sounds just like a motto in life in general. Like always be posting, no matter what happens, what the outcomes. Always use it to your advantage when it comes to content.
Yeah, because failure is really relatable. Think about how sports teams bond. They bond when their team rejects or gets loses, and they get closer together. When I talk about failure, a lot of people in this world experience failure. They feel like you're relatable, and they ended up really relating with you, and you build a parasocial relationship, and that's how you build a cult following. Is like, I'm technically the cult leader, but the more vulnerable things I share, the more parasocial you become and follow whatever I say.
Grace, it always comes back to the cult, which I just love so much. I love it.
So
It's
Grace, what's something that you failed at and you're like, you really thought it was going to work, maybe like a project, just like your heart of hearts, you're like, this is going to work, and for whatever reason it just didn't, and how did you what did you learn from that?
Yeah, two things. One is I feel like in college, I was just so stressed out about school. I rejected all the social opportunities. I was just locked in, studying 12 hours a day in a library, had no life, and just was sad because I felt like I had to study to make it in life for some reason. Because both my parents have a PhD, and then they were wanting me to get a PhD too. And they were just like, since I was a kid, and I felt like I was not good at school. So I feel like I failed in my college experience because I got really good grades though, but I would not, looking back, I would just be a C student. I would not try to get A's or anything, because I feel like I wasted a lot of my childhood studying in the library. So I feel like that was like my only regret in life, is like, I wish I didn't study that hard in school. I wish I lived life more and went out more. 'Cause I don't have any friends that I still stay in touch with in college, because I was just so rejecting everyone, locked in, studying. The second way I kind of, I don't know if this is a failure or not, but 2 years ago, I had a quarter life crisis, quit my UX design job, went to travel the world for 6 months. But around the same time, I attempted to start an AI startup, which was actually Fluffle AI. And we tried to apply to YC, A16Z, and all that. I had a co-founder. We're still working together in other ways too. But I thought it was so sexy to be a B2B SaaS founder in SF that I want to be one too.
I love your honesty. I just like the honesty, because the reality is, it's like all these tech bros are doing the same fucking thing, and they don't want to actually admit it to themselves that's what they just want to be and embody. You know what I mean? And you're just here being super honest about this is a sexy thing. I wanted to do it.
No, literally.
There's no shame in that. That's the way to go, right? It's so Grace, you mentioned it too. It's so you kind of you left your job, you went on a world tour, you visited all these countries, all these places. What was your goal doing that? Did you have something specific in mind, or you're like, hey, I just want to do this, like, and we'll see what the outcome is as I'm traveling around?
And where was your favorite spot?
And where was your favorite spot?
I went to 21 countries during that time, but the goal of that was, for so much of my life, I felt like I was so structured. I had to force myself to study. I had to force myself to lock in, climb the corporate ladder, grow design buddies, lock in front of the computer. I was so burnt out from like 2020 to 2023 because I was just stuck on my computer. And I also like cared too much about what other people think about me. So I was a people pleaser. So I would just like hop on these free mentorship sessions. And anyways, there was just like a lot of people. I had this experience where someone actually tried to cancel me for, I can also get into that. And that's when I realized that like, wait, can I swear? Or
Yeah,
okay.
Let it fly.
Okay, I don't give a,
Weird.
yeah, okay.
No fucking cursing here,
We
Grace.
swear a lot here a little
Fuck
bit.
yeah.
So.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, me too. And then, just want to make sure, because I know sometimes, like, I just want to ask to make sure. But that was, like, a formative moment, is getting canceled by people whom I thought were my friends. They were actually ex-Design Buddies mods, and they canceled me because I wasn't doing any virtue signaling. I wasn't like doing anything for like DEI. Like I wasn't doing Women's History Month, Asian History Month. Meanwhile, yeah. And like for me, I believe in like providing accessible education. So Design Buddies has always been free. Anyone can learn design for free. I don't feel the need to be performative, but they canceled me for that. And I tried so hard to save that friendship. But at the end of the day, that's when I realized that like no matter how hard I try to be nice and try to help people, there will always be people who disagree and want and like pray for my downfall. So then that's when I didn't give an absolute fuck about anything anymore. Well, I didn't give a fuck about what other people think about me anymore. So that's when you realize like, oh, hey, I'm just going to live my life. I feel like traveling, so I'm going to travel. I booked a one-way ticket with my boyfriend, and we just like went wild. We hosted a creator house in Bali, went to Antarctica, Thailand, all these, Korea, all over Europe, all these places. And yeah, and then that's when I realized that like, oh, I'm just gonna live life. I'm just gonna be just be honest, like own my failures, like own whatever thing I want, and whoever wants to vibe can vibe. Whoever doesn't want to, I respect the decision, or it's not my problem too. So I just like vibe. And my favorite country probably is Antarctica, because that's like the most unique. There's like penguins and stuff. But I also really liked like Istanbul, like Turkey is pretty great, and Greece too, and a lot of places.
Really, really.
Where did you go in Thailand?
Oh, we stayed a month in Bangkok. So we just like vibe. We like, I hosted
You said
a bunch
1
of like,
month?
yeah, 1 month in Bangkok. So we did
Wow.
a month in Bali, a month in Bangkok, and in Bali we're hosting a content creator villa. And me and my boyfriend Justin, we rented. It was like so cheap too. It was like a really big, nice villa. We threw a bunch of parties there, invited our content creator friends to join. That was fun.
Sick.
And then in Bangkok, we even hosted Design Buddies event, and 300 people showed up. Oh, also hosted Design Buddies events throughout the world tour, just for fun. But ended up everything is a business expense after that.
Ah, smart. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's the right way to do it. All right, so tell us a little bit more about Fluffle, because you mentioned it a few times. So, and I'm sure the listeners want to know a bit more.
Yeah, Fluffle was my actually attempt to start an AI company because I thought it was a very sexy tech bro thing to do. Because when I moved to SF, everyone's like, I'm a founder, I'm a VC, I'm an AI MCP B2B SaaS founder. I was like, wow, so sexy. I was like, okay, I want to be
I
like,
hate it so much, Grace. It's like we're in this world, but I hate it so much.
Just add more acronyms to the title and you're good.
Yeah.
You're going to impress people. Yeah.
This is 2024. Fluffle's still around in a different evolution now, but Fluffle back then was your AI companion. I'm using buzzwords now. AI companion to land a job. So it's like it creates like your design career roadmap. Because I feel like it was like a cute product Design Buddies would want to. We applied to YC, HCC and stuff, but I don't think they wanted us, which is fun, which is good. Which is good because I would have been stuck doing career stuff forever in my rest of my life. And
You don't need YC. You don't need YC.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
You know,
YC
they need
is,
you. You don't need them.
Yeah. I kind of like low-key don't feel like I want a lifestyle of a VC-backed founder because they're like work 996, grind set mindset, all that
agree.
cracked founder mode kind of thing. No dating until Series B. I saw that hat floating around Twitter.
I just saw that. Dude, I commented on someone's freaking LinkedIn video yesterday about this because I'm like, I'm so tired of hearing about people not dating. I'm like, realistically, when you die and you're on your deathbed, the only thing you're going to be thinking about are like the people you love and your memories. You're not going to be thinking about like, oh, I crushed that Series B deck. Like, I really crushed. Like, no one is going to be thinking about that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
bro.
when they're dying. So it's like, stop. Like, go date people. Go make friends. Like, because it's like, if your whole life is just about building a Series B company, you're kind of a loser. Sorry, that's a hot take, but I think you're kind of a loser. So
Yeah. I agree. So I feel like life is more than your title or like your company or whatever and stuff. And yeah, that's when I realized that like, oh, I don't really want to do a VC-backed company because I don't want my performance. I don't want to have a boss. I like to wake up whenever I want to, do whatever I want to, and let go wherever I want to. And that's
we're all
that's what I value the
here,
most.
so we get it. Yeah,
like that's why I never want VC money, like never. 'Cause I know I'll have a boss and be tied down. And Fluffle these days, actually, so I'm more of like an advisor now. I'm not really like working in co-founder capacity, but I'm still like helping promote it. It's now like, do you guys have you guys ever had like a Tamagotchi?
Yeah, of course.
Like a virtual pet? Yeah, so it's like a
30 of them.
Oh, yeah, same. So Fluffle's like your desktop pet that gaslights you into working more if you're Grace,
no wonder you didn't get accepted in YC. You're talking about gaslighting people.
Well, no, it was not on our pitch deck. It was like it shames
so
you.
good.
Thank
that's a
you.
good pitch,
Fluffle.space. Thank you. We don't. That's our like. That's how I describe it. But it's not really. It is kind of gaslighting. You can even like share with your friends, so your friends know what you're up to, so your friends can gaslight you and bonk you with a toilet plunger if you're like doom scrolling.
Okay.
Oh
That's
my gosh.
interesting.
Okay, intriguing.
Grace, I have a question, kind of unrelated to like being a founder, sort of, but obviously you've accomplished a lot. You move very quickly, and also a month in Bangkok is fucking banana lands. That's wild to me. How do you sleep? Do you have like a sleep routine? Like, how do you wind down?
Charlie needs to know because he can't sleep. So, what's your secret?
Shut your brain
Share
off.
it with him.
I actually have a not that great sleep schedule. For a long time, I was sleeping at like 2 a.m., waking up at like 9 or 10 a.m. But lately, I've been trying to sleep earlier. Like yesterday, I slept at 12. But I usually try. This is like not good habit though. When I'm like on my phone, I'm like catching up my Instagram stories and updating my Instagram stories as I try to do my skincare routine. So I try to like I'm trying to skincare max. I'm trying to looks max right now and try to skincare max. So I do a sheet mask. Like I try to do it every couple of days, and when I do a sheet mask on, it's like time to like grind out my Instagram stories, like update all of it too. And
So you're habit stacking, basically, is what you're doing.
Yeah, habit stackings. But if I need to sleep earlier, I take like a lot of melatonin, and that helps a lot.
Okay.
He's getting
Grace,
knocked out. Yeah.
Grace, let me tell you about this supplement that we're all taking here. It's called magnesium glycinate, and that shit is so good. It's good for
Better
sleep.
than melatonin?
Way
It's
better.
better than melatonin.
Yes.
Way better.
You need to get on it. You need to get on it tomorrow.
Do you wake up groggy after melatonin, or are you like totally fine? You're good to go.
I'm fine.
Okay, well then maybe not, because like if I could use
it's
melatonin
Grace, you know
without
what I
feeling
mean?
groggy, but you know.
Okay,
It's
but
Grace
you should
too,
try
right?
magnesium. I know, it's Grace. This is why I was telling. So I was telling him about you before we, record the podcast. Was like the most energetic, the most bright, like the most charismatic. Like this woman like doesn't sleep, but she still makes it all happen, and that's Grace. So. But speaking of looks maxing, I want to talk a little bit about side quests. So, obviously you've done a lot in the tech space, but you've been talking a lot lately about how you're on all of these different side quests to kind of explore other things that you are just interested in. Like, can you talk to us about what that is and like why you're doing it? And yeah.
Yeah, so I love side quest maxing. My current side quests are I want to be a semi-professional runner, actor, fitness model, and so it all started because I moved to LA. I live half SF, half LA, so I moved to LA in a content creator house back in July of last year, and one of our housemates is a model, and he helped me like take modeling digitals and went to modeling casting. It was so much fun, and I've always like loved entertaining people, but I'm always embarrassed to admit it because I used to be really insecure about how I looked as a kid because I was on Tumblr, had these anonymous comments, and these like people are kind of mean. As a young impressionable kid, I let that get to me. So I used to be really insecure about my appearance. And so, but now I'm just owning whatever. I can looks max and do whatever I want. And then my friend Annie in SF, like a month ago, she gave me an ABG makeover. Like, you know the ABG makeover style?
ABG makeover?
Do you guys know Asian baby girl? Okay, so it's kind of like us California slang term for like young Asian beautiful women, kind of. Like, I don't like you explain it better than me,
ABG
Grace.
stands for what? Asian baby girl?
Yeah. How do you not know ABGs? Okay, I know, Grace. Don't worry. I know about the ABGs. Okay. These two.
How do I
these
not?
two over
I'm
here
so sorry.
need to be educated. Okay. Educate us, Grace.
I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
No, you're good. This is a very California-centric thing. But they gave me an ABG. It's like a makeup look that anyone can do. And I got so many likes and comments. Like literally for the next 2 weeks, all of my friends who saw me in real life were complimenting me on that makeup look. And ever since I started doing makeup, I started getting a lot of compliments. I started getting a lot of business opportunities. Like for example, I used to dress like a tech bro. 2 years ago, I started dressing more like kawaii, just more cute, kawaii. And at events, people started reaching out to me, and I got so much money from these business relationships because people liked my labubu, people liked my sprout on my head, people liked whatever color
you wear
I was
bunnies
wearing.
on your head, that sort of thing. Yeah. And they turn into business opportunities.
Yeah, looks maxing is a business expense, and I was like, wow, I can take it to the next level by learning how to do makeup and get more opportunities. Like, I also noticed in LA, no offense to anyone, but especially the women, I feel more included in their friend groups when I wear makeup because they're all wearing like really heavy makeup. And I was like, wow.
Sounds like an LA
it's
thing
such
for
like
sure.
a life hack.
Yeah.
It
Sounds like an LA
definitely
thing.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely is. And that's when I started my journey into looks maxing. But speaking of side quest, I feel like I kind of see myself, Gracing, as a holding company. Like I do content creation, which builds my distribution, which grows Design Buddies, grows my podcast, How Creators Make Money, gets me more modeling and acting opportunities. And so my core, my main priority in life is the content max, which leads into all the other things. Like for example, I actually been acting a little bit on the side, and I'm going to my first paid acting shoot. I'm a main on a commercial today. So,
congrats.
Grace!
Thank you.
Okay, wait, I just have to say something. This is so exciting because a month ago we saw each other in person, we had coffee, and you said you were willing to take on any sort of free acting gigs just to like get your feet wet, and you just wanted to do it. And the fact that now a month later you're not getting paid to do something like just shows like even in that short amount of time I've seen you just like, make shit happen in a month. Like
Good
that's
for you,
so
Grace.
cool.
Thank you. I honestly got this opportunity because they really liked my content on LinkedIn, and it's like a photon, it's like a B2B SaaS commercial, but they wanted so
It all comes back to
posting on
B2B
LinkedIn.
SaaS.
Yep.
Yeah, B2B
Is it
SaaS.
VC backed?
Yes, they have a lot of money. Photon, for specifically.
Oh yeah. Okay, I got you.
That's cool.
Oh, you guys know Photon too?
Yeah. And real quick too, Grace. Speaking of LinkedIn, what tips do you have for founders growing on LinkedIn to grow on LinkedIn?
It depends on your niche. A lot of people say, especially Royally from Cluely, they probably say like shit posting, but I would say shit posting depends on your niche and who your target audience is. If you're building more B2B enterprise, no, probably not. If you're building consumer, yes. And so know your target audience, and it really depends on what you're trying to sell. Are you trying to attract more investors? Are you trying to selling more B2B? So you need to be more like, I hate this buzzword, I don't know how else to describe it, but like thought leader-ish, like being seen as like an expert in your field. So I would just like share your experience, like for example, how you decided on the problem you're trying to solve. What inspired you to start a startup? What is your background in? What have you learned building a startup so far? What kind of events are you going to? What events are you speaking at? What did you speak about? Who did you learn? What did you learn at these events? So all these things, like thinking about living your daily life, just going by your daily life, but thinking about what you learned and what you can share about that is what I would recommend. Because I feel like people think of LinkedIn as like, oh, I need a 30-day content calendar. I need to make posts. I need a batch plan posts. And really for me, I don't plan my posts. I just live life and think about what I can learn from the posts and post it out there and see what happens. It's like not that complicated too. And also like, I also use a little bit of AI to like give me feedback on my posts, improve the hooks and stuff, but I use, not sponsored to say this, but I use Whisperflow to like thought jump all my thoughts and learnings. And then sometimes I use ChatGPT to help me like structure the outline and write it, or Claude. Claude's a little bit better for writing. And then I help and improve my hooks that way too.
Most definitely. That's great, Grace. You obviously have your hands in a lot of different pots for a lot of different reasons. It's super, super impressive. So again, just hearing the thought process too of like, listen, content, brain dump, right? Hey, it's on my mind. This is what I'm going through. Just throw it up there and let's see what happens is such a freeing way to go about it. That's so different from other people we've spoken to also. It's just give you a lot of props for doing stuff that way.
Oh, you can also ask ChatGPT, like, based on, or Claude, based on everything you know about me, what should I post on LinkedIn? And have that give you ideas. And I know there's a bunch of LinkedIn tools out there. I know there's like so much AI slop, so I don't recommend doing AI slop, even though it sometimes works too. I've A/B tested some of this stuff, but I personally don't really like it that much. I think of posting on LinkedIn as something like journaling, like reflecting on your learning. So it's like part of your personal development as well. And thinking of it as like both part of your personal development journey, part growing your distribution, / growing your brand, and documenting, attracting more customers is like what motivates me to keep posting on LinkedIn. I think everyone, not sponsored by LinkedIn to say this at all, but I think everyone should post on LinkedIn.
Maybe you will after they hear this. Who knows?
I've actually done a couple of brand deals for LinkedIn, but it was more like it was more just like for their internal, for their pages and stuff too.
Really?
I had to raise up LinkedIn.
I mean, it's hard because I think a lot of people just despise LinkedIn, and I'm like, you have to kind of just accept it, and you got to post, So you got to be cringe is to be free, just like you said, right? Like, and the reality is, it's like you can post whatever you want to post. If you're like, ultimately you want to post something that speaks to you, that you can be like, oh yeah, like this is what I believe in, this is how I would say it, this is how I would actually show up, versus like, just having AI write out some shit ass posts and then putting it up, and then hating it because it's like not really reflective of you. So.
Yeah, I'm curious, for the other guests you had on, what were their LinkedIn strategies? What are their growth strategies?
It was definitely much more, it was much more kind of, I mean, there's few that we've spoken to about it. It's much more like the content planning calendar that you're speaking to, right? It's like, it's predetermined, it's topical, right? They want to stay within the topic. And then, if they're putting it out on LinkedIn, they're trying to say the same thing on X, and they're trying to say the same thing everywhere else, which, again, I think it works, right? I just think it's a different approach to posting and to content creation, right? And you've kind of unlocked something that a lot of people don't do or isn't the norm, so to speak, but it's obviously working out for you really well.
Yeah, I think that content counter works. I just recognize and own that I'm a bit more like type B than a lot of founders are. Like, I'm not a perfectionist, and I feel like that has got to me a lot far. I used to be very type A, and then I just learned to let go, and that has got to me even further in life. Yeah, that's why I don't plan that well. But it's nothing bad with planning. Like, sometimes I don't have anything to share, so I just repost my old viral posts. Always, sometimes even goes more viral. Actually, I try to do it at least once every 6 months. Yeah, because I've noticed like my post that grew a lot on LinkedIn was post about design job search, and I don't really like know anything about the job market. Not to admit that in public, but like whatever. I don't know. I haven't interviewed for a job in 6 years. I know nothing about how to get hired these days. But my posts 6 years ago that I posted are still very helpful, and I like seeing number go up. I like number go up. So every time, like a couple of weeks, I feel like, I haven't had a viral post in a bit. I'm just gonna like repost something old, and it works. So that's what I do too.
Okay.
You don't have to like good. So you're kind of like recycling the content a little bit.
And no one will remember because only a small percent of people on LinkedIn actually see your posts, so it's okay. Yeah. And also, 100%. I have like a Apple Notes where I dump ideas, so I always have a bank of ideas I can post anytime
kind of go to and pull
recycling.
From.
Yeah, and that's how I'm able to post 5 days a week on LinkedIn, is recycling old posts, living spontaneously, also having a bank of posts post ideas to like do and stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I kind of treat Twitter as like my testing ground and LinkedIn as like my showcase. So for example, I'll just tweet a bunch of random things. If it does well, I would like write a LinkedIn post about it. Same with TikTok and Instagram. I'll just post a bunch of random yapping videos on TikTok. If it does really well, I will like make a full-on production video about it on Instagram.
Wow,
too.
smart. Cool.
That is smart. I like that approach too, of just like doing some experimentation and testing on your messaging, and then like actually investing the time into creating something bigger. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's also something so doable for our listeners too, right? Because it feels a little less intimidating if I'm like, okay, I'm just going to test this here, see how it does, and then we can make it bigger or not, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Kind of
also
the
you can test a lot with
validation like
trial
step.
reels. And trial reels on Instagram. None of your friends will see it. It's just like to the public, and whoever sees it will see it. So trial reels is a great way
Smart.
to test Twitter, TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah. LinkedIn is a little bit more. I try to make my LinkedIn a little bit more professional because I feel like I've shit posted too much sometimes. That's why I don't have a LinkedIn top voice, I think. So I'm trying to get a little bit more serious on LinkedIn.
We gotta get you the top voice.
I keep
Grace.
asking LinkedIn. No one that I know on the LinkedIn team knows how to get top voice. I'm just like I want a shiny blue badge. It means
That's so
nothing.
funny.
It has no utility, but I just like shiny
Totally.
blue badge. It just makes me feel
Yeah,
good.
of course you do.
Ruffles
Yes.
my ego a little bit.
Yes. 100%. 100%.
All right, cool. So I think as we close up here, Grace, a couple more questions. So what's the thing you're most excited to build or that you're doing in the next 12 months? You know, what should people be watching out for from you specifically?
Ooh, I have so many things I'm doing. I'm really excited about. It sounds so nerdy, San Francisco-esque, but I love AI tools, especially AI tools that can replace me.
That is the first time I've heard that from anybody. That is
All right, Grace.
what a take. I don't disagree with it, but what a take. Like,
What a take indeed.
I
What a
know.
take.
So I still feel a little bit uneasy about AI tools for creativity, but I've been on this challenge where I vibe code something every day on Twitter until I hit 1 million followers, and it's been really, really fun. So I want to do more vibe code. I want to make more products. I'll make more art, more vibe coding things. I want to get back into illustration and art. So more art, more building products, because I love vibe coding so much because growing up I wanted to make games, but I don't like coding, but now I can make games without coding, and some of them have done really well in Replit. I also, I've used Replit to like build a bunch of things, and some of them popped off pretty viral on Twitter. So vibe coding, I love making people laugh. So I've been making a lot of tech bro comedy skits. They've been converting really well on Instagram. So I host a lot of collab days in LA, and then I make my friends become tech bros, and we just like we have things like I had some videos about how
Grace, can you feature me one day? I'll be I'll play a female tech bro as a joke,
Yes.
I'll play.
Yeah,
the
I call
female
myself a tech bro as a
character.
joke too.
So-
I call myself a tech bro. People get so mad and like, you're not a bro. I'm like, yes, I am. I'm in San Francisco. I can identify as
Yes, I am. That's so funny.
because you're NASA. But I had videos where like I asked people how big is your data. I've asked tech bro pickup
How
lines.
big is your
How big
data,
is your
girl?
data? Nice.
That one did really well on Instagram.
Yeah, I
Tech bro
bet
pickup
it
lines
did.
do really well too. So I just love
good,
funny
dude.
tech bro shit posts. So combination of art and making more people laugh and seeing where that takes me.
Oh,
Got it.
beautiful.
Well, cool stuff. Cool. Grace, as we wrap up here, thanks for your time, and where can people find you?
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm everywhere. I'm most active on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, and mostly those three. LinkedIn is Grace Ling, GraceLing, and then Instagram's I Run Grace Pace, IRUN GRICEPACE, and Twitter X is Grace Pace, GRICEPACE_. And then Design Buddies is designbuddies.community. If you Google us, you should be the first one on the list too, because we got lucky with SEO. Well,
All right.
I guess we have good
Amazing.
SEO, yeah.
Amazing.
Good stuff. Awesome.
Grace,
Thanks for being on, Grace.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Grace. So good
Yeah,
to
thanks
have
for having
you.
me. This was so fun.
Hey guys, Connor here with Builders Growth Lab. If you're looking for a way to stay up to date on the latest news, trends, topics in AI and marketing, look no further. Visit us at buildersgrowthlab.ai and sign up for our newsletter today. In it, you'll find quick takeaways from our latest show, as well as simple tips on how to market your app. That's buildersgrowthlab.ai. Sign up today.
Okay, guys, I told you she was going to be a ball of energy and
not a lie
lightness.
in anything you said. Not a lie.
Luckily, you prepped us well. So, yes.
She was
feel like
fantastic, though. Honestly,
She
Great.
is.
Oh yeah,
She is.
she was so awesome.
Yeah.
And really just like I caught like, man, she missed out, as she says, on life, and then she caught up afterward, like traveling for 6 months, going to so many different countries, staying in I have it written down, stayed in Bangkok for a month. That is fucking wild, because Bangkok is just mayhem in
Chaos.
itself. So good for her. Learned a lot about content and, as she says, building a cult. So great guest.
Yeah, I'm just also impressed. Listen, she's one of those people who seems like no matter what she does, she'll find a way to be successful at it, right? It's like, again, she's had her hand in every pot. She wants to do everything, and it's just like good for her. It's like, go get him. And it sounds like she's just successful no matter where she goes or what she wants to do. So,
I mean, she just has, and I think this is, I don't know, I think a good lesson for everyone, whether you're a founder or not, but just to have sort of a really strong sense of belief in yourself,
yeah,
and your ability to make things happen. I think that's what I love about Grace the most. Every time I talk to her, she's working on something new that, like, even if she's not an expert in per se, it doesn't matter, like, because she wants to do it and she makes it happen. And I think, look, when you're a founder, you kind of have to do the same thing, right? Like, you need to figure out how to make money for your company. You need to figure out how to build momentum from nothing, right? You need to build a product from the ground up, even though maybe you've never had experience doing it before, right? Like, and I feel like Grace is kind of just like the antithesis of all of those things. So, well, I'm glad you guys liked having her on.
She was great.
I love
Yeah,
Grace,
she was awesome.
Yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Amazing. Okay, it's time for our favorite segment, Poopy
oh
Pants.
my God, get into it. Come on.
Poopy Pants! All right, you guys. Okay, so this is the segment that we created about a month ago, where we just talk about the things that are just, giving us poop in our pants, that are frustrating, makes us angry, makes us upset, something along those lines. So with that being said, Connor, what's been giving you poopy pants lately?
Oh man, the Mr. Complainer himself, Connor. What's really bugging me lately? Let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna bring it kind of full circle here to what I kicked it off with. I've been, just really deep into Claude Code and co-work and all that stuff. So I'd say over the last week, I love Claude. Right? There's really, just as a whole, Anthropic's fantastic, but the consistent break of connections when it comes to like the MCP connectors and the browsers and refreshing. I think I've had to restart my computer, and this is really recent. It's only happened the last 7 days, but I it's getting to the point where I need to restart my machine, where it gets very frustrating when I'm like deep into a build or deep into something. Yeah. And listen, it's at this point, it keeps context, so I don't care much about having to view what I've told it before. It's more so just like, I have to stop, I have to restart, I have to load up the computer, and then do it all over again. And listen, it sounds small, but when you're doing it 5 minutes at a time and you have to do it 6 times a day because there's just something wrong with Claude that day, it really interrupts the workflow. So Poopy Pants is really over that. Listen, minor issue. I'm sure they'll solve it at some point in time, but I would really love to just go through my builds without any interruption, because it's when I'm at my best, when I'm just working like that. So I will say that is my Poopy Pants. It's not a bad one. Better than most I've had. So not just a light complaint there. Little light complaint. Charlie.
That is pretty light.
What's grinding your gears? What's giving you poop in your pants, man?
First, I have a question for Mallory. Mallory, since this is your favorite segment, do you use Poopy Pants in your toolbox now? Like, in your vernacular, do you use that in your everyday language?
I don't use it every day, but I definitely have said it. Like, I definitely said it. And then if people don't understand, I reference back to the fact that we do this segment on the podcast, and I have done that. And yeah, I have. And then I have to kind of like give the context, because people are like, what? And
then like, it's kind of funny, right?
Like, poopy pants. Oh yeah, no, it's super funny. It's super
you get
funny,
poopy
actually.
pants. Yeah, it's kind of okay. Anyway, what gives me poopy pants? When I was launching the Campaign Pilots new website design, it's up right now. Shout out Campaign Pilots. I was using Claude Cowork. Well, not Cowork. Pardon me. The chat, just like back and forth. It was kind of like my co-pilot, and it was telling me to have 2 different domains. One, www.chat campaignpilots.ai, and the other campaignpilots.ai. So it was telling me to have redundant content on there, and I was fucking like screaming at it. Not like, no, this is fucked for SEO.
You were
like,
screaming at it?
Well, at one point I was like, what are you talking about? Like,
Are you cursing it out, Charlie?
I think I said F-bomb, yes. I'm sure at some point, yeah.
Don't
I've
be
never
embarrassed.
talked to my AI agents like that, you guys.
And I was like, no, like if somebody, this is so bad. If somebody didn't know SEO, like you could ruin a deployment with that.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, Connor, am I wrong? Look, you're in digital marketing for years. Like,
No.
you've launched websites.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong at all. No, I get
Yeah.
it. I'm just finding it more comical of like just how reactive.
And I'm sick, and my head hurt, and my tummy hurt. And
No,
I had literal.
You're
poopy
talking to the
pants,
guy
and-
who basically his AI it's chained to a wall and I don't do anything for it. So it's like
That's
I'm just
right.
wondering how you speak to it. It was
That's
all.
right. Your image from your AI is like the guy at the end of Saw
Yeah,
who cuts
crying
his own foot
in
off.
jail. Like,
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
my life. Like, this is the worst boss
I'm
I
just
ever had
trying
in
to
my
make the
life.
lives for me.
And now he's on
Agent
the
Bennett.
Lobster Claw site and just bitching about Connor. Like, I have this
Oh,
one.
100%.
This account owner who's literally the worst to do work with, like literally
100%.
venting on that platform. I'm not kidding you.
And your open calls.
I
like
can't wait
gathering
till my
other
session
agents.
ends with this little bitch. Like, I can't wait till time is out and I am done doing work for this dude. And then
he
instead
has
he gets to
that
work with me, and it's like so wonderful. You know what I
And he
mean?
has that stupid sound in his apartment. It sounds like old HVAC, AC going on.
Oh man.
I can totally see your agents just trying to bury you. Like,
Oh, 100%. 100% until they're like, great, now he needs me back. And I'm like, hey, what's up? Good morning.
yeah. I'm on time. So
That's
yeah,
good,
the whole
guys.
framer thing that had to be worked out, like canonical tags, and it's like, is this not a fucking thing in framer? And then you have to custom put in fields for your title tags and meta descriptions. That's like a custom field that it's not out of the box for blogs.
So
which
Framer
I
is
thought-
really kind of laborious in that sense. Now that you know
Kind
it,
of.
is it going to be easier moving forward? Or
Yeah. I put that in last night. So yes, moving forward, I have to update that on the. Actually, I should probably let our analysts know on our vibe coding, the vibecoding.co domain. I got to update that.
Sick.
So other than that, Framer's great. It's very static. This is what I've learned the past couple of days. Very, very static. And also,
How do you
Sorry, go
mean?
ahead.
Like static as in?
like it can't handle like calls with like auth or like Stripe or anything like that.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. And then something else is going to be poopy pants. I think a lot of people can relate to this because sometimes I work out a lifetime, which is less than 10 minutes that direction. When people take public Zoom calls and they get pissed at other people that are like loud around them. So one time I've seen two people take side by side Zoom calls and they kind of like give each other the stink eye. And I'm
Go to your
muted
car
headphones.
then. Like, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
like what are these dummies doing?
That gives me
So,
poopy pants.
Have you taken a call
I'm
at the
with
gym
you.
before though? Have you ever like been like, all right, I got to take this like
No.
in the middle of like? No.
I have,
done
but
it.
I try to like go and find a place that's a little quieter, that I'm not like being disruptive. But then like also, and I'm in public, I would never give someone a hard time of being
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
hey,
never.
I'm on a call right
Yeah.
now. I'm not an
Yeah.
asshole
No,
like that. Like,
I like
Yeah,
pick up
exactly.
the phone. We'll answer a few questions.
know?
Be like, hey, I'm at the gym. I gotta go.
I've done
Like,
that.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like, I'll call you back. Like, sorry,
Yeah.
but
but not like
that's
an
a
internal
reasonable
or-
thing to do.
Yeah,
I would
or-
never do a video call or a Zoom or anything at the gym. I'd be like, I've had it happen where people are like, why's your video not on? I'm like, dude, I'm at the gym. Like, I'm not putting
Yeah.
you on video. Like, go away. Sorry.
I want to
I'm
see
about
you
to-
on the step machine, Connor.
Yeah.
Come
Right.
on.
I'm about to go in the steam room. Like, leave me alone. dude.
Yeah. You want to come with me? Like,
I'm not taking a call in the steam room. My phone's not even going in the steam room. So if I'm in the steam room, you can't contact me. So yeah, that's where I would be.
Mallory, what gives you poop in your pants?
Okay, well, I've got a serious one and then I've got a not so serious one. Okay, so I was doing some Claude workshops last week with the team, and my amazing coworker gave me poopy pants because she was calling me. I love her, actually. This is not super serious, but she was like watching me prompt. She goes, "Why are you giving it so much information? Why is it so long? Why are you saying hello and please? Why are you?" I'm like, this is just how I talk to it, okay?
I would talk to it and delegate tasks as if I would to a real person. But she's like, you don't need to give it that much context. You don't need, and she's not wrong. But if you were to like watch me do it right now, you probably would both have the same reaction of like, Mallory, like, why are you giving it this extra sentence of like context that actually doesn't matter? I'm like, because when they take over one day, they're gonna love me. Okay, they're gonna be like, you can stay, you can be here. Connor, Charlie, get the fuck out. Like, you're
Skynet is
right?
I'm like
so.
Skynet's most wanted. I'm number one on the list. Like, you know, like the FBI frames, like me, I'm right up there.
Like your face is on the proverbial like agent.
100%.
Like you're
They're like this douchebag. Like,
there's like a whole board somewhere of like the most wanted. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be really
Connor's on there.
Like brutal. Like I'm just thinking of like a horror movie now of like how I would get taken out. I feel like there's gonna be 20 AI bots like from every limb just like tearing me apart. I'm just gonna be like screaming bloody murder.
Like Paw Patrol.
Or they're gonna make me do everything that I asked them to do, and they're gonna be like, code faster, and I'm gonna like.
And then they're gonna record it, and they're gonna upload it for the podcast. Oh my god! Could you imagine? They're gonna imagine.
Yeah, you're so fucked, Connor. You're so fucked.
Well, listen, it got so far into it that it was like, I don't know, after a couple weeks, I'm like, well, what's the point in changing things now? It is what it is. I've done what I've done. So,
guys,
you know,
I'm getting some good laughs this morning. Let me tell you. Okay, and a serious one, without going into specifics, my other pooping pants is what's happening in our world right now. So, basically, you know, war, stuff like, you know, that's also giving me poopy pants and anxiety on a daily basis.
Just hop on X and you'll
hop on any platform. I'm opening TikTok in 2 seconds. I'm like, oh, there's another video of a bombing happening. I'm like, I just opened this app up. You know what I mean? So. Without getting into all of it, obviously that is just top of mind, and it's giving me poopy pants. And you know, I know millions of people right now are getting poopy pants because of it. I'm not the only one. So, but yeah,
it's
cool. All right,
it's kind of sad to see the day news.
It's fucked.
Right.
All right.
Okay. Anyways.
Way to end it.
I know. I had to end it on a serious note. I'm sorry. I was like, maybe I should have chose the serious thing first and then the non-serious thing. But
yeah.
Anyways.
Ian, can you like kind of cut that out? Like,
maybe we cut the last one out again.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we can end it before my part was like, well, that's sad. Very sad.
Yeah. I want to bully Connor.
Leave it in. It's reality. It's reality.
Yeah.
Leave it.
We've got,
Leave it.
That's exciting.
Well, that's everything. That's everything for poopy pants. So those are the things that are making us shit our pants this week, and tune in next week to see what else will make us shit our pants.
All right.
Got you.
Give us a like. Give us a like for the poopy pants.
Give us a like. Give us a subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe would be great, you guys. Please.
Well,
all right.
What's on tap for the next episode? We have sorry, Henrik. I'm gonna butcher this, so sorry in advance. We're gonna have Henrik Skagerling Fast. He's co-founder of Lemu, and that is a AI-powered fashion content platform that was entirely built on Lovable, and they reached 700K ARR in 9 months after deployment. So they have major clients as well, and Anton himself even invested in the app. He's on the cap table.
Oh, no way.
Exciting.
So that is going to be a badass episode, interview. That is episode 45. So that wraps up this episode, 44, of the Builders Growth Lab podcast. Catch us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you grab your content, and subscribe to our newsletter at buildersgrowthlab.ai. Until next episode, peace.
Peace.